Hello all, I'll try to remember to talk in this one. Sometimes I get focused on gameplay and I don't say much. Down here in the Ishvamal room, trying to get the robe drop and getting some experience. About a gold away from 45. If I hadn't had a few deaths, I'd have probably already, or 46 rather, I'd have probably already been 46 or real close within a kill or two. And I haven't bothered calling a cleric over here to res me. I mean, I'll be here for a bit. It's pretty good experience. As you can see, these are dark blue to me, so. Just working on clearing the room. Adding here. Almost out of Jaspers, I think. I've got 19 Paradots and 13 Jasper, it looks like, or 12. So I have to run and get some more of those, I guess. Because that's for my rune spell. Use that and Rampage. Gives me my magical shield, if you didn't know. But they beat that off pretty quick, so they hit me for 80s, 90s. And I usually invis just in case a pather comes up if I'm setting down. I don't, that way I can med. I usually pause it so you don't have to wait and watch. On the gameplay videos, you'll see just the straight through. I'm not really editing these. I'm just pausing in between to spare you the waiting on the health and the mana bar. So I'll pause this here. But I'm almost full mana here. Gonna work on killing the placeholder here in the next room once I hit 100%. And I don't mind getting hit because that works my skills, although I try not to get hit. But let's see. Dodge is 75, so it's in the good category, so. And I swapped out my mana sieve for another direct damage spell. I use memory blur. Just depends on where my mana bar is. I've killed these enough, but it's still unpredictable. But Dude, these Tish Val guards are pretty hardy. They heal and do all kinds of stuff, so. But this Letith Knoll is the placeholder for the Ishva. And I do rotations. I use my Rod of Insidious Glamour between spells. I could use mana and nuke her down, but I'm trying to beat the guard down a little bit. I'm going to kill the Pather when it comes back around. And then I'll get rid of this Tish Val guard. The Pather just walked away, and luckily I'm resisting that force spell and the fear and all that. Wouldn't be good to get feared around. These have about 2,000 hit points, so I don't mind blowing the mana bar if I can nuke them down, but I do a rotation in between. Like I'll use my Mez, stun, if I have it loaded, then my damage Mez, you know, because I don't want them healing. You could use a stun and direct damage, but the Mez, you know, if you need to med, you got, well, the one I'm using, I think I have 96 seconds or something, so it's like a minute and a half to get a little bit of mana. And I keep my buffs on, generally. And I try to keep the one that I'm fighting, or my pet's fighting, rooted. That way, if the pet breaks, I just have the one banging on me and beating my rune off. Which my rune's down again, so I can put rune 4 on. Alternate the, as you see, I'm full mana, so. I would probably blow the whole mana bar killing this, even at half health. I've had these things complete heal at like 2%, which, you know, I don't know. Makes it difficult. Then I have to break out memory blur or I'll gate just to try to avoid a death. See, he broke, so I'll just go ahead and nuke him down. Since I have the mana. On the last one, I might just go ahead and do a real quick, not mez it. But sometimes they bust out a heal on you. But as you see, you know, it took it down pretty easy. Then I'll invis just in case, although I probably don't need to in this room because the respawn, but just in case one respawns on you, you don't want to be caught with no mana to fight them. So I'll pause this again here. Incidentally, my rune spells, you probably know if you play the game, but Jaspers are about, I don't know if they're 5 plat or 5 gold, I can't remember. But the Paradox for rune 4, that's 10 plat a cast, so these cost 10 plat each time. But, you know, it's what helps save your health bar. Save your life, I guess. The Berserker or Rampage, I always say Berserker Strength, but Rampage doesn't cost any gem component, but it's like a mini rune. So it helps as well. And really all I need to do is kill these 2 guards outside the room and what's in the room I'm sitting in. But if I have mana and, you know, the respawn, you know, I have it on like the timer, I'll just go clear the room because it's all experience, so I'm trying to gain levels. So Almost 4 gold in here. Level 45, the experience is slow because it's what's considered a hell level. So it's like every 5 levels or so. Once you get into your 50s, uh, 54 plus, it's pretty slow. So pause this again. Incidentally, with a dungeon 22-minute respawn, that's enough time to split the room up where you have consistent pools and your mana bar is usually always full because you have med time in between once you break the room if you break it in a certain way. I usually pull, as an enchanter, I'll pull 2. So I kill these 2 outside the room and then the 2 in the room. And then what I'll do is I'll go down this little corridor. You have 2 in that room over there and you have these 2. So what I'll do is I'll stand over here because the ones to the right can't see me, and I'll pacify these so they don't add in. And I'm watching for the message that it looks less aggressive in the center text window. If it resists, it pops up over in the right. And what I'll do is I'll pacify all these, or at least 3 of them, and then I can walk out here and make this one my pet. And I can pull 2 and I won't have any ads. So what I'll do is sometimes I'll bring him over here, tell him to guard, and then I'll pull this other guy right here with a Tishan. That way I avoid the pather. And I'll just sit here in mid and let them beat on each other. There's various things you can do, damage shields, slow. Just depends on your tactic. You can debuff them. You could keep this pet and clear the whole room if you wanted to. But I usually go the tactic of, cycling through the pets. Once you do the room and once you do an area, you kind of get the feel for what each NPC does. Most of these are healers where they buff each other. Clerics or paladins, some type. You got a couple that cast spells. They debuff you as well. As long as you're confident enough that you can kill them, I mean, like I say, you get used to it. And I always assist my pet, so. Like my pet's getting within nuking range, and then this thing is almost within a spell or 2. I try to let them beat each other as far down as possible without letting them heal. And this tactic will give me time to rebuff and med in between as well. So I'm at enough mana, I'll just go ahead and chain nuke this down. So I'm hitting my direct damage spell, then I'll hit my rod, and then I'll hit the next lowest damage spell, which should be enough to finish them off unless they resist. Then what I'll do is I'll invis, mez my pet, root him so he don't beat the crap out of me. And I should be within 2 damage spells to nuke him down. So it's damage, rod, then the next damage. I'll sit here and rebuff the buffs that fell off. What dropped? Always keep my Radiant Visage on because that keeps my charisma high. And I use augmentation just for the dot, not that I melee, but gives me a little bit of dodge and agility. And you could use Rampage, but it wears off quick. I'll throw the Strength on, and then sometimes I'll change it out for the Rampage. Just depends. And I always keep Resist Magic on. Oh, it's already on my bar. And if you set right here, if you have it on a good timer, you don't really need to invis. But if this one pops pretty much right in front of me and you're not invis, it'll run at you, and then you'll have both of them on you if they both pop. But just to give you an idea, you could probably do this. 44 is better. I don't think that I'm using any, let's see, 39, 16, level 44. So you want the better Tashawn. So 44 would probably be good, 39. Most of these spells are level 39s or level 44s. That's a 34, and of course invisibility is a level 4, but that's just so they can't see you while you med. And I need to throw my rune back on, so I'll do a rune 3. I alternate between, probably on the Ishval, if rune 3's up and it falls off. See right there's, I killed those two. I don't want that thing Argoing on me. You just kind of work your way around the room. They'll be respawning soon, so I'll med and wait for them to respawn, and I'll kill those off. If you kind of set here, they won't see if you're in Viz drops, but you have that pather that walks through here, so I'll just pause this and get my health and mana. While I wait here, incidentally, I emptied out my coin and restocked all my gem components and food. I probably made, I got about 160 or so plat, 170 plat right now. I've probably made about 400 plat in about 100 plat an hour, I guess. If you clear the room and all the stuff you vendor, like I got a lot of ring mail, the Splitpaw hide stuff. I'm saving these whips for pets because they have a stun on them. The no hide lariats. They make good pet weapons. It's nice for warrior, ranger, bard, and rogue if you don't have anything better. You know, when you're lower level, it has a stun proc on it. So, just waiting for my mana bar here. These two are up. So, haven't seen that path in a little bit. I don't know if someone killed it. There was a rogue in here. I think they're up in the front. They were in here yesterday too. Not to make the video too long. I mean, you kind of get the idea, but if it helps anybody, you know, that wants to try it out, if you're an enchanter or something, 44 would be what I would recommend unless you're in a duo or a group or something. You could do it sooner. Lower than that, you might get a lot of spell resist, depending on your gear and your mana bar. I mean, I'm okay geared, but I mean, I'm not. Charisma's 223 with my buff. I'm almost 200 unbuffed, so once I get my loam encrusted shoes, we'll bump it up, and then I have some cloth pieces too, so it'll get there. But usually I pacify this one so I can stand in front of it. and make it a pet, because otherwise it would Argo on me. Pather, I don't think it'll Argo on me yet. Will. Let's go ahead and mez it. Show you what I'll do with him. I'll just nuke him down. He's not that hard to kill, so get rid of him. It's healing him. To med again, so I'll pause this while I do that, but at least I don't have him for 22 minutes to worry about, so I'll pause this here. Evidently, I don't want to keep recording the same thing. You get the idea, you know, it's experience. I think that Pather's green to me. But if you're fighting and they're not pacified, if you're close to one, since they're healers, they buff each other. But I'm hoping that the issue of a maul pops again, and when I'm doing these videos where I'm talking or trying to talk most of the way through it rather than leave too much silence, once I get the robe dropped, you know, that's what I'm after, so. And then the experience, once I get the robe and I show you that, you know, I'll stay here and get a level or two, or I'll get bored with the area and I'll go back somewhere else where there's blues that I know about. But this far down in, there's really not many people that come down here. It's a shame that more people don't, but they're probably way higher level than this. But I guess if you're in the level range, but there's some other named in the zone that drop some things. Like a lot of the shaman probably go after the, there's a staff that drops. There's some nice stuff in here. That's a nice tome other than -10 strength. There's a shield and some other stuff. But I'm after this robe here. There's better charisma robes, but since it's experience. But I'll pause this, wait on this last blue bar here. Right, I'm almost full mana here. But incidentally, the Rod of Insidious Glamour is like an Enchanter thing. But if you have a global cooldown item like J-Boots or one of the other ones that resets your spell bar, I mean, pretty much anybody could do what I'm doing. Enchanters, though, they... well, you don't have to be quick, but the quicker you are, the better. There's not much room for error. I mean, the mana bars, like... if you have mana, you can, well, sometimes escape if you're not interrupted a lot. And doing it this way, you don't Argo that room. And I try to get them far enough away, the ones that buff. I try to root my pet. You don't want them close together to another one that heals. They have a radius, so that it can. That's what makes it kind of a pain. Even though they won't Argo into you, they'll assist each other. I just dropped. I just rebuffed that. But, well. This is one of the ones he's dispelling. Like, maybe he stripped my buff off. Maybe that's what he did. Alright, I'll put it back on after. See how he healed. That's why I just let them beat each other down. Once I get Wandering Mind, I have Mana Sieve right now, or the other one that drains mana better. These things won't be too much of a challenge, but at that point they'll probably be, they might be green to me. he's firing off a nuke, so okay, good. I'll swap pets. Got him before he started nuking me. And I set close enough, but I'm outside of their hitbox. Did he? Oh, he's dispelling me. Heck. These two back fighting here. Right, I'll nuke him down. Okay. Hopefully nothing heals this thing. Oh shit. I invised him. I didn't want to do that. Gotta watch when you're invising. Like I had the wrong target, so I need to do see invis on myself. So I can see him. Get some mana and rebuff, I think. Let's see what's in the room here. Getting heavy again. The placeholder again. But I think I'll end it here, and you get the idea. So have a good one.